Welcome back into TD Garden. I'm your host, Josue Pavone. He is Jimmy Toscano. This is the Garden
What
Report.
up, bro?
And Jimmy, the Celtics are 21-4. They've just defeated the Milwaukee Bucks.
Let that sink in.
111 to 100. And it's funny, Jimmy, the last time we were here, I'm sitting here telling you how this is going to be a great game. This is going to come down to the wire. We're going to be in for a treat.
And I said no one can guard Giannis, so one of us was right.
Well, yeah, that was you called it there. But at the end of the day, though, I mean,
Really went on a ledge there.
Kyrie Irving did what he usually did in the second half, and particularly that third quarter, they both went off. But Jayson Tatum, let's start off there with the rookie. I mean,
Jayson Tatum setting the stage early.
Setting the stage, knocking down threes.
Came into this game,
100%, just feeling it.
Came into this game leading the NBA in three-point percentage. Left the game leading the NBA in three-point field goal percentage.
That's right.
4 for his first 4 three-pointers in the first quarter there. This guy is shooting like a 10-year veteran.
It's incredible, Jimmy. I mean, I think one thing we have to admit, and I'm sure we brought it up before, I think it has a lot to do with his mechanics. I mean, and that's an encouraging sign of an emerging all-star, borderline superstar, whatever you want to call him, 25 games into his NBA career. But I feel like that is what it boils down to. I think this guy has it. He has it down. He has the size. He has the athleticism, and he's only going to get better.
I agree with you 100%. We're like broken records because every game we have something good to say about Jayson Tatum. But that's fine. I mean, think about all the rookies the Celtics had to put up with over the last 10, 15 years, especially under the Doc Rivers era. There was a few of them there that you don't want to think about. We don't
even want to start talking about them.
You don't want to get into that.
We could be here all night.
Yeah, so it's a breath of fresh air to have a rookie come in, and he's a legit first-team all-rookie. Set the stage tonight, got the Celtics cooking in that first quarter. They dropped 34 points.
Right.
And Brad Stevens said that it was the best first half, or it was the best half of basketball on offense that he's seen them play all year. Kyrie Irving joked after the game that he was going to look at the film and probably find a bunch of mistakes that they made. But the point is they had a really, really, they had a strong first half, and Brad Stevens was happy with what he saw. And it started with the rookie.
Speaking of sounding like a broken record when talking about Jayson Tatum, Brad Stevens talked about the fact that, that every night it seems like he continues to compliment what Kyrie Irving does for this team over and over again, and tonight was no different.
No, absolutely not. And it was, like we said, it was Tatum in the first quarter, and then coming out of that second half, it was Kyrie Irving. I mean, he went toe-to-toe with some guy in the Bucks named Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, that guy.
If you ever heard of him.
He's not bad. He's pretty good.
Casual 40 points for Giannis tonight. But Kyrie Irving, I mean, and they talked about it after the game a little bit. They just going, when two superstars, they get in that one-on-one battle. Obviously, it's a point guard versus, I don't know what position you want to call Giannis. I guess he could be one through four. Maybe a little 5 in there, throw it in there. But they were going toe-to-toe, shot for shot, and it was fun to watch. It was one of those games where it was two superstars just going at it, and it came out that, Kyrie Irving, I think he maybe had, healthier legs, longer legs at the end, where he was hitting that dagger 3 in the fourth quarter.
Took the mask off.
He took the mask right off.
Future out here.
He thought the Bucks were going to go timeout. They didn't. He had to throw that mask on real quick again, but Celtics held off.
I'm surprised no one at the Garden is playing that future joint every time he does that. I feel like every time he goes off like that and takes that mask off, drop the flute, future flute, let the crowd just go.
Which he says,
let that sink in. Let the whole crowd go nuts.
Mask off countdown is officially on. He said Saturday is the day that he's going to be cleared to take it off.
Oh, there you go.
So
that's going to be good.
Let's
see what happens. Yeah, those two really went at it in the third quarter. I mean, you saw 16 out of Giannis, 14 out of Kyrie Irving. But let me ask you this, Jimmy. Did Jason Kidd make a mistake in playing Giannis? You already know I'm going to ask, right? Giannis plays the first 18.
I just think he's a great coach. So yeah.
Well, Giannis plays 18 straight minutes in that second half, and by the time he was out, in came Kyrie Irving to finish things off. And before you knew it, the Celtics had a double-digit deficit. Or double-digit lead, excuse me.
Yeah, double-digit lead. Don't screw with me like that with the lead and deficit. But you're absolutely right. I mean, but at the same time, I almost can't blame Kidd because Giannis is so important to that team, and they were desperately trying to stay within reach, and you knew how much they needed Giannis to lean on. And let's be honest, when Giannis gets that full head of steam, there's really not anybody in the NBA who can guard him. I put him right up there with LeBron in terms of when he gets going towards the basket. I mean, Al Horford has been one of the best defenders in the NBA this year, and he was having some trouble at points.
Right.
And Brad Stevens said after the game, they had bodies in between Giannis and the basket, and he was still finding a way to get the ball, whether it was a dunk, whether it was right at the rim with a layup, he was finding ways to get it in. So he's tough to contain.
I mean, even playing 18 straight minutes, he still didn't look like he was slowing down. I mean,
until the very end.
Right before he sat down, he had an and-one play that really got the Bucks sort of into it. But then he had to sit down for a few minutes, and the Celtics took care of business. Real quick, before we get out of here, Real quick. We've got to make this quick because Jeremy's giving me that face.
Yeah.
Al Horford, a plus 20 on the plus minus. Killed it tonight.
Plus 21. No big deal.
Plus 21, excuse me. Even better.
Don't screw him out of that point.
What does Al Horford mean to this team, especially when it comes down to
everything?
Especially when it comes down to like the stats, though, like
Yeah.
that plus minus stat. I feel like
plus minus they giveth and taketh.
That's
You can't
so
rely,
Al Horford, though.
Yeah, you can't rely so heavily on it. But another near triple double. That's like his claim to fame. Is he probably leads the NBA in near triple doubles.
Yeah.
I would say all time.
He's always off by 2 assists,
yeah, exactly.
1 rebound.
And he's coming off a game where he had a career high in assists with 11. So he's seeing the floor extremely well. He's the glue guy to this team. You know what Marcus Smart gives them on defense, I think Al Horford gives them on offense, and obviously on defense as well. But he's that sort of unheralded player that sort of brings it all together, and he makes things so much easier for a guy like Kyrie, for Tatum, who's getting open looks, and even for for somebody like Brown, who's finding himself free under the hoop for these dunks. That's what else could you ask for?
Right, and they're all defending at a high level. I feel like that was a big difference tonight as well. All right, that's going to do it for us at the TD Garden. The Celtics topped the Milwaukee Bucks 111-100. They will close out their 5-game homestand Wednesday night against Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. Some people think this might be his last time in Boston.
Dirk, farewell.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's got at least one more year left in him. What do you think? You think this is it?
I think this is it. The
No.
Mavs are just at a different place now. They need to.
Yeah, but Mark Cuban's not going to let him go out like that. Mark Cuban, that's his favorite. He's gonna cry his eyes out when that day comes and he finally retires.
Yeah,
I mean, he thinks
I will too.
He thinks that he can go out and get himself 2 big free agents, and just like that, they'll be back in the NBA Finals. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, Wednesday night, next time you'll see us here, Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks against the Boston Celtics. This has been the Garden Report for CLNS Media and Celtics Blog. For Jimmy Toscano, I am Joseph Pavone. We'll see you next time.
See ya.